Hi, my name is Julio Rivera. I'm an activist, journalist, adventurer, veteran, television presenter, and businessman. I've covered many of the major historical events going on around the world over the past several years, and after watching regime changes, conflict, and historic elections globally, I've come to the conclusion that the most underreported crisis in the world today can be defined in only one word: malware. That's why I've decided to dedicate my time to educating people everywhere and exposing the dangers that exist on the devices that we've become tethered to and depend on for so many reasons in our day-to-day life. Welcome to This Week in Malware. On This Week in Malware, we'll be covering Ygl Search and Qtr Search, websites associated with browser hijackers that may cause unwanted page redirects, and Reload Ransomware is a variant of the Makop ransomware family. The Ygl Search is associated with browser hijackers. Browser hijackers can hijack web browsers and redirect users to rogue websites. It works by installing itself on the user's browser and then taking control of their search functions, redirecting them to unwanted websites. While the displayed search results may sometimes be from legitimate search engines such as Yahoo, Bing, or Google, this may not always be the case. Users are mostly shown untrustworthy or low-quality results filled with sponsored advertisements because their search query was redirected to a dubious search engine. Browser hijackers associated with Ygl Search can also display ads, track users' online activities, and possibly install other potentially unwanted programs on their computers. Additionally, the program may collect personally non-identifiable information from the user's browser that can later be used for customized advertising. How did I get redirected to Ygl Search? Browser hijackers often come bundled with other free programs that you download from the internet. During the installation process, these unwanted components are included in the standard installation package. If users fail to read all the installation steps carefully and do not select the custom installation option, they may end up installing a browser hijacker on their computer. Additionally, this type of hijacker may also be installed through drive-by downloads, which occur when an unsuspecting user visits a deceptive website that automatically initiates a software download, which later installs itself on their computer. It's important to be mindful when downloading any type of software from unknown sources, as it can easily contain potentially harmful components. Be sure to always read the terms and conditions associated with any program or application you download before agreeing to install it on your computer. How do I remove browser hijackers? The simplest way to remove the browser hijackers associated with Ygl Search is to use a reliable anti-malware program. An anti-malware program scans your computer for potentially unwanted apps, such as browser hijackers, and can quickly remove them from your system. Additionally, many anti-malware programs will also safeguard your computer against future threats by providing real-time protection. Once you have installed an anti-malware program on your system, it is important that you keep it updated with the latest threat definitions and security patches. This can help ensure that potential threats are identified and removed before they become too difficult to handle. It is also beneficial to run regular full system scans in order to detect existing or emerging threats. Qtr Search is a website associated with browser hijackers. These threats are known for modifying web browser settings without the user's explicit consent, redirecting searches, and bombarding users with unwanted advertisements. Qtr Search typically infiltrates systems bundled with free software downloads or through deceptive online advertisements. Once installed on a system, a browser hijacker may change the settings of the affected web browser. It usually affects Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Microsoft Edge. The hijacker may modify the browser's homepage default search engine and new tab page settings to redirect users to its own search engine or other dubious websites. What are the consequences of having Qtr Search on my browser? Browser redirects. Users are redirected to qtrsearch.com or other potentially harmful search engines when trying to perform searches. Increased advertising. Users may encounter an influx of pop-up ads, banners, and sponsored links while browsing the web. Data tracking. Browser hijackers may track users' online activities, including browsing history, search queries, IP addresses, and geolocation, to deliver targeted advertisements or sell the data to third parties. How do I prevent infection from browser hijackers? You should always be cautious when downloading and installing free software from the internet, as many browser hijackers are bundled with freeware. You should also always opt for the custom or advanced installation option to have better control over what gets installed on your system. Remember to keep your operating system, web browsers, and security software up to date to prevent vulnerabilities that online threats can exploit. Regularly scanning your system with antivirus software to detect and remove any potential threats is also key. Lastly, consider using ad blocking extensions in your web browser to reduce the risk of encountering malicious advertisements. By following these removal steps and best practices, you can effectively eliminate browser hijackers and the websites associated with them, like Qtr Search, from your system and avoid similar threats in the future. Ransomware continues to reign as one of the most pervasive and damaging forms of malware. Among the myriad strains of ransomware, Reload Ransomware has emerged as a particularly dangerous threat, affecting individuals and organizations alike. We shall delve into the workings of Reload Ransomware, its implications, and provide a comprehensive guide for removal and prevention. Reload Ransomware is a variant of malicious software designed to encrypt files on a victim's system, rendering them inaccessible until a ransom is paid to the perpetrators. Like other similar strains, Reload Ransomware typically infiltrates systems through deceptive email attachments, compromised websites, or software vulnerabilities. Once inside a system, Reload Ransomware swiftly encrypts files using robust encryption algorithms, leaving victims with no access to their valuable data. The consequences of a Reload Ransomware attack can be devastating. Victims may find themselves locked out of essential files, including documents, photos, and other sensitive data. The attackers then demand a ransom payment, usually in cryptocurrency, in exchange for a decryption key. However, there's no guarantee that paying the ransom will result in the file restoration, and it often emboldens cybercriminals to continue their illicit activities. Here's an example of a ransom note displayed by Reload Ransomware.
Your files are encrypted and stolen. All encrypted files have the extension .reload. To restore your files so that they are not published on the internet, you need to contact us as soon as possible. Our contact email address, reload2024@outlook.com. Your files may be published on the internet if you ignore this message. You will lose your files if you do not write to us to recover your files. You will lose your files forever if you use intermediary companies and programs from the internet to recover your files.
How do I remove Reload Ransomware? Bear in mind that unless you have your files backed up, ransomware removal does not automatically restore your data. The removal deals only with the malicious infection, and it does not decrypt your files. Removing Reload Ransomware from an infected system requires careful execution to avoid further damage. Follow these steps to eradicate the threat. Disconnect from the internet. Immediately disconnect the infected system from any network or internet connection to prevent the spread of the ransomware. Enter safe mode. Restart the computer and enter safe mode to limit the malware's ability to operate. Identify malicious processes. Use Task Manager to identify and terminate any suspicious processes associated with Reload Ransomware. Delete temporary files. Clear temporary files and caches to remove any remnants of the malware. Scan and remove malware. Use reputable antivirus or anti-malware software to perform a thorough system scan and remove any traces of Reload Ransomware. Restore from backup. If available, restore encrypted files from a backup created before the ransomware attack occurred. How do I prevent Reload Ransomware in the future? Preventing future infections of Reload Ransomware and similar threats requires a proactive approach to cybersecurity. Consider the following best practices. Keep software updated. Regularly update operating systems, software, and applications to patch known vulnerabilities that ransomware can exploit. Exercise caution with email. Be wary of unsolicited emails and refrain from opening attachments or clicking on links from unknown or suspicious senders. Implement security software. Install reputable antivirus or anti-malware software and keep it updated to detect and remove ransomware threats. Backup important data. Regularly backup essential files and store them offline or on secure cloud storage to mitigate the impact of a ransomware attack. By staying informed about the tactics and techniques employed by ransomware infections, like Reload Ransomware, users and organizations can better safeguard their digital assets and minimize the risk of falling victim to these insidious threats.
You know, as I think about the dangers that exist online, not unlike the subjects we learned about in this video, I know I feel a lot better having an anti-malware program like Spy Hunter installed in my PC, providing me the protection I need against malware, and I think you should too. Spy Hunter 5's strongest features are found in its malware repair capabilities. Spy Hunter 5's remediation algorithms dive deep into your system to remove and address complex malware issues affecting PCs today. While many anti-malware products only flag and quarantine malware and ultimately fail to fully remediate the root problem, the Spy Hunter 5 remediation algorithm detects, quarantines, and programmatically repairs malware problems on your PC. Spy Hunter 5 is a powerful PC utility that repairs malware threats in many cases where other competing anti-malware and antivirus programs may fail. To detect and remove malware for free, go to enigmasoftware.com and download Spy Hunter today. Thanks for watching.